What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. I'm super excited about this episode because this officially marks the first episode of the build series. So if you want to see what I'm going to be doing to this machine, this beautiful machine right here, please like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe is most important out of all of those. But like and comment as well, of course. I always want to hear you guys' feedback. But if you are interested in seeing what I'm going to be doing with this beautiful thing right here, please subscribe and click that bell notification. Now, before we get into the video, I'm going to try to make this one a little bit quicker than my last video. If you haven't seen my last video, please go watch that first. I basically go over all of the modifications that I've done so far to the bike. And yeah, but there is one thing that I did miss in that video, and I knew I was gonna miss something. It always happens. I don't know why I always do that, but I did it again. Anyways, so the thing that I missed in that video was the Pipercross high flow air filter. I forgot all about it, and yeah, so I'll pop that up on the screen right here. But anyways, so let's get into the video. So what I want to do now is completely transform the look of this thing. Not completely, but I really want to take it far. So there's going to be a lot of bolt-on pieces that I've yet to put on that are going to change the look, but I also want to do some things that are going to transform what this machine is. So let's get right into it. First thing that I have coming in the mail right now, it's on its way, is a smorgasbord of carbon fiber fender pieces. Now, unfortunately, for this machine at this time, it's 2021, there are not a whole lot of options as far as companies, manufacturers, finishes for the carbon fiber. There's only two main companies that I've seen. I think it's RPM Carbon and Tech Carbon. So I've ordered a bunch of stuff from Tech Carbon at this point, and there aren't a lot of options for finishes yet. So, you know, on other motorcycles, I've seen matte finishes, satin finishes, gloss finishes. But for this machine at this point, all I can really find is gloss, which is fine because I think I would probably end up going with gloss anyway, given that the rest of my bike is already matte. So it just kind of gives it that pop, that contrast, and makes it really pop off of the motorcycle. So I'm really not mad at that. But so the first piece that I have coming is this gas tank cover. Now already this thing is just sexy as hell, like how it's shaped. So I love the shape of that piece, so I really want to accent or I really wanted to accentuate that piece with some carbon fiber. So I'm going to be replacing that whole piece with carbon fiber, a carbon fiber piece. I feel like that's going to look really good against this matte black. And also I have this piece here, this side fairing, this smaller piece, which kind of goes with the same line of this gas tank cover, because the gas tank cover kind of comes down here and then flows right into this little piece here. So I have those two pieces coming. It looks like the carbon fiber, from what I can tell, matches my frame sliders almost identically as far as the level of gloss and the weave. So I'm hoping, I mean, even if it doesn't match identically, it's gonna be close enough. I'm sure I'll be super happy with it. So those two pieces are the first carbon fiber pieces I have. I also have this belly splash guard fender thing that kind of connects the two lower side fenders. That will be coming in carbon fiber, as well as my rear tire hugger and chain guard. It's like one piece. I'll pop that up on the screen as well. All these pieces, as I talk about them, I'll try to pop them up on the screen so you can get a closer look. And then I'll also include some B-roll in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. What else? Oh yeah, I also have the tail piece. So the complete rear pointy end of my bike. This is exciting because it's what finishes off the bike in the back. You know, the tail section is so important The tail section is so important for the overall aesthetic and like the sex appeal that the machine has. Like if you have the older bikes have those real bulbous, fat, rounded off tail sections, and these new bikes have these nice, sleek, pointy tail sections. So I really think that's gonna look really good, accentuated with that carbon fiber. So I'm super excited about that. So it's the tail piece, the rear tire hugger / chain guard, the belly pan, this piece and this piece. I think that is it for carbon fiber that I have ordered at this point. Now, I'm thinking of going full carbon, but I'm not sure yet. I want to see how these pieces look before I do something like that. But for now, those are the pieces that I went with. They also have the main side fender here, which is a pretty big piece. They have the front tire, I said side fender, the side fairing. They have the front tire fairing piece in carbon as well. They have this side fairing in carbon. This is what kind of covers the frame here and tucks up underneath the seat. They have that as well. They also have this piece, which goes on the side of the gas tank in carbon. And they also have the tail section, the side tail section pieces in carbon. So I do have options as far as how far I want to go with it, but for now, that's where I'm going to stop. But I'm going to put those on and then go from there and see. So next up that I have on order at this point is, so excited I can't even think. So next up on the list that I do have in the mail as we speak is the Vortex chain and sprocket kit. I believe it is the GRS or FGRS. I went with the steel option because I don't want to have to worry about it wearing fast. And the option I went with also goes down a tooth in the front, which is like going up 3 in the back. So I'm gonna gain, it's gonna change that power curve, and obviously that ratio is gonna make the power come on stronger, lower down. And I'm gonna lose some top end, but I'm not worried about that. This is it's not a fully faired bike. I already have trouble above 140 miles an hour, just like hanging on to the damn thing. But so down 1 in the front, and the assembly, I got the all black. So the chain is black and the rear sprocket is black. Front sprocket, I think may not be black. I think it may be silver. I'm not sure. It's up on the screen. Y'all know better than me right now. So also, what do I have? What else do I have coming? Oh yeah, front and rear turn signals from Revzilla. But here it is on the screen. These things look amazing to me. I can't wait to put them on, get rid of these big ass pumpkins on the front. That just kills the whole front of the bike, like, to me. And I've had them on there for so long. I don't know how I've gotten away with it, but it's time for those things to go because they look like Klublak. So that's the next thing on the list. Last but not least that I have on the way right now that will be here within the week is my Halo driven clip-ons. Driven Halo clip-ons? I forgot. There it is on the screen. But so I know this is controversial. People are gonna be like, well, if anybody watches this, people are gonna be like, oh, why are you putting clip-ons on a naked bike? What's the point of buying a naked bike when you put clip-ons on it? Well, I would agree with you to an extent, but because I'm doing a build, because I wanna take this bike farther than I ever have and make it a truly unique piece of machinery, I want to put clip-ons on it because that will guarantee there's nothing else on the road like this bike that we will see in front of us, or that is in front of us, but that we will see in the future, not how it is now. But anyways, so I know it's a gamble. I'm not even sure, entirely 100% sure that I can do it. From what I can tell, I mean, I've kind of glanced over everything that is here, how I've seen the routings of the cables and the wires and for the switches and everything seems like it would be manageable to kind of reroute, and there's space right below the top triple clamps for like a perfect amount of space for clip-ons. So I mean, obviously the forks are pretty generic in their design, so there's space there because that's how they make motorcycles. So I'm super excited about that because it's gonna turn this machine into a mean looking thing. And I just can't wait to see what it looks like. Yeah, I'm gonna lose the comfort, but I'm gonna gain so much appeal. And I also ordered new domino grips to go with it. So if any of you are interested specifically, you know, taking a naked bike and putting clip-ons on, I haven't really seen a lot of content on the internet in regards to this because of the fact that I think most people have that in their head, like they can't take a naked bike and put clip-ons on it because what's the point? Just go buy a sport bike. But if I just go buy a sport bike, it's not gonna be truly unique. Like this with clip-ons on it will look like nothing else because it's already lacks a lot of the fairings that a sport bike has. So just to walk up on this thing and see clip-ons on it with that Puig windscreen and the lack of fairings down here, and you see clip-ons and it already has this aggressive rake to it, and I mean it's just gonna look crazy. So I'm just like super excited about that. And that's one of the main things, the primary things that I think is gonna like completely transform the look of the bike, obviously, is those clip-ons. So that's all as far as what I have coming at this point in the mail. It's already shipped. Well, I don't know if it's shipped yet, but I think some of them have shipped and some of them haven't. But I'm super excited just to see how that is gonna look. And also just to get to do the install because I've never installed clip-ons before. So that'll be interesting and fun and something new that I can look forward to. As far as things that I still want to do that I don't have coming yet, or that I mean, there's going to be little bits and pieces that I'm still going to be adding, like the reflectors on the fenders. I'm going to order some caps to replace those 2 screws right there to kind of clean that up. The other major thing that I'm thinking of doing is obviously my gas tank is stainless steel. It's a steel tank. So I'm thinking of removing that, having it sandblasted to its bare material, and then just doing my own custom work to it to get that brushed aluminum look right up against that carbon fiber tank cover. I mean, you guys be the judge, but to me, I feel like that would just look amazing. I mean, because this piece is so big, the carbon fiber tank cover that's coming, and it completely wraps around this steel tank. Not to mention that the steel tank itself has a very nice shape to it, has some nice aggressive contours that kind of lead down to the seat. It's not an ugly tank by far, so I really want to accentuate that by just brushing it, like having that brushed aluminum look. Of course, so you guys let me know what you think about that. Of course, I still want to do some other little modifications. I do want to potentially paint the rims a certain color, either like a red or like a smoke gray or a blue, something. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna keep the blue accent theme yet. It depends if I end up going full carbon or not, I think, because obviously there's already blue accents on here. I do like the blue accents, but if I go full carbon in those areas, then I'm gonna be doing away with those blue accents, and I might as well kind of change up the theme at that point. But, so if I do that, I may end up going with more of a steel, carbon, and red kind of look. But at that point, we'll see. But what else? There's gonna be little knick-knack pieces, you know, like braided stainless steel brake lines. I'll probably end up painting the calipers at some point. It just depends on what themed color I want to go with, and I'll paint the calipers accordingly. What else? But overall, guys, let me know what you think about those upgrades so far, my vision for this thing. I think obviously how I mentioned earlier, the transformative piece is gonna be those clip-ons, like by far, and all the carbon, of course. But the clip-ons, and if I do that brushed stainless steel tank for the tank, that's gonna look amazing, which I am gonna do it. At this point, I just don't know when, but I want to do it soon. And another thing I have to consider is, am I gonna have to totally trash these tank pads, or will I be able to get them off? So if any of you watching have ever removed tank pads, tank grips, and been able to preserve their function somehow, let me know how you did that. For me, I was just gonna try to heat them up with like a heat gun or a hair dryer, and just kind of stick them on something that I can peel them off of again later. And then put them back on the tank. I mean, it's not a big deal. If I can't, I'll just order some more. But if I can save those, I just put those on probably about 6 months ago. So if I can save those, that would be awesome. But so if anybody watching this has, oh, one more thing, I forgot. I ordered the Louis Moto seat cover. I went with the stitched weave one. It's called Grip something. So it has a stitched weave in it. They have another one with like some blue accents, but I felt like that one looked more like toyish, so I don't know. It didn't look as nice and sophisticated as the microfiber looking stitched one, or micro suede. So I do have that coming as well. Forgot all about that. That's gonna completely kind of change the look of this area as well. It's gonna, make it look more sophisticated. So I'm super excited about that. But guys, let me know if you have any suggestions, comments, concerns about any of the upgrades that I plan on doing to this machine. Or if you're just as excited as me, just please subscribe, guys. Like, this is what I want to keep doing for you guys. I want to keep bringing these videos to you. This is early on in my channel, but I'm gonna be bringing lots and lots of content. So those upgrades that I just spoke of, that's just for now. If we can get enough, a little community going on this page, on this YouTube channel, that would be awesome. And the sky's the limit at that point, because we can just have some collabs going. We could have some combos, and take this thing where we all want to take it. But until then, thank you for being here. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video, where I will be installing the first pieces to the build series. So you just have to wait and see what I'm gonna be installing first. Stay tuned, guys. See you next time. Woo!